In the quiet years before he next sets foot in the Shire's gentle lanes, Gandalf the Grey moves swiftly and silently across distant lands, piecing together a puzzle whose stakes he scarcely dares imagine. He knows that Bilbo Baggins' 11th birthday approaches, a pleasant occasion, yet a shadow clings to his thoughts. Strange tidings have stirred in recent decades, rumors of servants of the enemy abroad, black riders haunting distant roads, and vague whispers of a creature once known as Gollum, whose fate might hold the key to dreadful truths. Gandalf does not linger in any one place. He passes through Bree, pausing only to exchange a few words with the innkeeper at the Prancing Pony, gathering small scraps of rumor. He hurries southward and eastward, driven by suspicion and fear that the simple ring Bilbo carries may be something far more perilous. He meets with Aragorn in secret glens, where the ranger reports his long hunt for Gollum. Aragorn's eyes bear the fatigue of years spent tracking faint footprints along nameless streams, through marshes and tangled woods. At last, Aragorn says quietly, "I have him." Gandalf feels relief and dread mixed, for now they can question this pitiful creature. Gandalf journeys northward to Mirkwood, where King Thranduil's halls keep Gollum under vigilant guard. There, Gandalf speaks with Gollum. It is no simple conversation. Gollum hisses and mutters, refusing to yield his secrets easily. Yet with patience, and a pity he cannot set aside, Gandalf extracts enough. The ring once borne by Gollum traveled far west to a quiet land known as the Shire. To a hobbit named Bilbo, confirmation stirs in Gandalf a cold certainty. He cannot remain here. Leaving Gollum safely guarded by the wood elves, Gandalf departs swiftly. He must consult ancient records. The archives in Minas Tirith hold scrolls and parchments that have lain unread for centuries, records speaking of Isildur's end, the fate of the One Ring. Under the bright sun of a new age, he rides south, cloaked and hooded, revealing himself to only a few trusted souls. He passes through the Anorian hills, feels the watchful presence of the steward's realm upon the wind, until at last he enters the White City. There, in dusty chambers lit by thin candles, he unrolls old scrolls containing Isildur's account of the ring. He reads of how the ring betrayed its bearer, slipping from Isildur's hand into the river Anduin. He sees the line, "It is precious to me, though I buy it with great pain." And Gandalf's mind floods with understanding. He has known for decades that Bilbo's ring is no trinket. Now he suspects it beyond doubt. This is the enemy's ring, the one that must never fall into evil hands again. Time presses. He must return to the Shire quickly, but he cannot simply rush there empty-handed. He confers one last time with Aragorn, meeting the ranger by moonlight near the borders of Rohan. Aragorn reports no sign of Gollum's escape, which is reassuring at least. The two discuss what must be done next. "If this be truly the One Ring," Gandalf says, lowering his voice as if the night itself could overhear, "then we are at the brink of a new peril. I must confirm my suspicions with Bilbo." Aragorn agrees, and offers to keep watch on distant roads. They speak briefly of other matters, of the guarded peace in Eriador, of the growing vigilance around the Shire, then part ways. Gandalf's heart is heavy, for he knows what it will mean to tell Frodo Baggins of this burden. On his way back to the Shire, Gandalf travels by secret paths, avoiding attention. He passes through the southern edges of Breeland again, noting an unsettling stillness. Rumor has reached him that strange men wander the Greenway, and he senses a quiet unease. But he presses on, the ring's secret burning in his mind. He wonders how Frodo will take this news. He recalls Bilbo's curious behavior about the ring, how unwilling he was to leave it behind. The old hobbit's birthday party draws near, and Gandalf wishes to observe Bilbo closely once more, to ensure the ring holds no new malice in his heart. And what of Frodo, who must receive his inheritance unknowing of its true nature? Gandalf mulls over the words he might use, how to guide the hobbit without sowing despair. As he crosses into the Shire's outskirts, he walks quietly among hedgerows and small fields, smelling the sweet aroma of pipeweed drifting from unseen corners. This land is peaceful still, untouched by the shadows gathering elsewhere. Few know him by name, just calling him Gandalf the Grey, the old conjurer who brings fireworks for the young and stories for the old. He stifles a sigh, for soon he must break gentler illusions and speak of dreadful truths. But not yet. First, he will attend Bilbo's party. He must see the old hobbit's face, watch how he handles the ring publicly, and measure his state of mind. Only then can he decide how to proceed. Before stepping into Hobbiton, he takes a moment beneath an old oak, recalling what the scrolls said, what Gollum hissed, what Aragorn reported, and how the pieces align. He checks his pipe, murmuring to himself, "I must be cautious. This is not a secret I can speak of lightly." He sets his jaw with quiet determination. Soon, he will join the festivities. He will keep watch over Bilbo as he declares a surprising farewell, and then he will turn his attention to Frodo, preparing for the conversations and revelations that must follow. All the while, a storm of events stirs beyond these peaceful fields. But for now, the Shire remains warm and tranquil, and Gandalf steps forward into a moment of calm before the tempest. Click the playlist below and watch another of our Lord of the Rings series.